In this video, I'm going to show you the pageMeister script. pageMeister is a script that will allow you to create a page, one page in a website for each student in your class. So you can see here I have a website set up. My class is going to be researching foods from around the world. I want to create a page in the website for each student in my class. The pageMeister script will allow me to do that quickly and easily. So the first thing you need to do is set up your website. The second thing you need to do is create a spreadsheet. Now, I have found that for this particular script, it works best to start with a blank spreadsheet. Normally, when we install a script in a spreadsheet, we already have some data in the spreadsheet, like the student's username, first and last name, but I found for this particular script, it's best to start with a blank spreadsheet. So here's my blank spreadsheet. I'm going to go to the Tools Gallery, or Tools menu, and click Script Gallery, and I'm going to do a search for pageMeister. I'm going to go ahead and install it. As with all scripts, you'll need to authorize it to run, so we'll click Continue here. It wants access to these things in your drive. I'll click Accept. And I will go ahead and click Close. Now we'll see that the pageMeister script has been installed. By using this pageMeister menu, I'm able to go ahead and set up and run pageMeister. And what this is going to do, it's going to add some columns to your spreadsheet so you'll know which data you need to have in the spreadsheet. So what we're going to do is we're going to exit the script for right now and take a look at what information we need to have in order to make the script work. Well, we need the first name, last name, email, and a page title for each of the students in our class. So we're going to go ahead and fill that information in. If you already have that information collected in another spreadsheet, just copy and paste it. So I've entered my student information, and let's take a look at what has happened so far. When I entered Sue's name, it automatically generated this page title for me. And how it did that, it just took the first name and the last name and made that the page title. Well, you can see that it did not generate one for Bob and John, so I'm going to go ahead and fill that information in now. You'll also notice that instead of using the student's last name, I've chosen to use their last initial. Anytime I've got my students online, I would prefer that they not share their last name online, especially if it's elementary students. So I'm choosing to use their last initial rather than their entire last name. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in page titles for Bob and John. Once you have the first name, last name, email address, and a page title for each of the students, you can then go ahead and continue to run the script. So we'll go back to pageMeister and we'll set up and run pageMeister. On the page creation settings, it's asking first for the URL of the Google site where you want the student pages. So I'm going to go back to my Google site and I'm going to go ahead and copy the URL, and I will come back and paste that in. And once you do that, you should see the next two boxes go ahead and fill in, and it's basically looking at the site to see what pages you already have included on your website. The only page that we have right now is Home, so that's the page under which you want your student pages created. If you had another page in your site, you can choose any page in your site to create those student pages under. We're going to leave that set to Home. You can also use any type of page template to create your site. When I create a Google site, I generally use Web Page for every single page in the site. You can also choose from Announcements, Filing Cabinet, and List. We're going to go ahead for student purposes, for a student research project, Web Page is probably the best choice. The next thing it's asking is what access level do you want students to receive on the whole site? Now this is to the entire site. We want students to be able to view the entire site, but we only want them to be able to edit their own page. And as it's telling you here, in order to do this, you will have to go to this, once you run the script and the pages are created, you will go to the website, enable page level permissions, and add each student to his or her own page. So the students can see every page in the site, but they can only edit their own page. And I will show you how to do that later in this video. You can send a notification email so that students know that a page has been created for them, or you can choose not to send that email. We want that email to be sent, so I'm going to leave that selected, and I will click Create Pages. You will then see the script run, and you'll see some changes here on your spreadsheet in the background. Depending on how many students you have in your class, it may take a few minutes to run this script. Once the script is complete, you will be returned back to your spreadsheet. You can see here the status. A page was created for each of your students. You also have a link to the page so that you can access the page directly from this spreadsheet. You will also know when the page was last updated. That will be listed here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the site, and we'll refresh the page, and we will see here in the sidebar that we have now a page for every single student in our class. Now you are the owner of the site, which means that you can go to any page in the site and edit it. Let's take a look at this from the student perspective. I've got a student account here. Here is the email that has been sent to Sue with a link to her site. So if she clicks on this, it will take her directly to her page. We don't see that Sue has edit rights to this page yet because we have not enabled page level permissions. So Sue can see every page in the site, but now we need to set up the page level permissions so that Sue can edit her page. So we'll go back to the teacher account now, and I'm here on the website. You can see that the site has been shared, and it will say shared with however many students you have in your class. And only people who are granted permission can access the site. So we'll go ahead and click on this share button. And again, here your students are listed here. And we need to enable page level permissions. So we'll click this button. We want to go ahead and turn on page level permissions. And once that is turned on, you will see your site and every page in the site right here. So we need to give the students access to just their page. So we'll start with Sue down here, and we actually want to not use the same permissions for the whole site. We want to change that, and we're going to use custom permissions and custom permissions for this page. So we'll go ahead and save that. Once you do that, you'll be able to have access, you can have access to this area of the page here. We want to change Sue from Can View to Can Edit. We need to save those changes, and now Sue will be able to edit her own page of the site. Bob and John can see it, but they cannot edit it. So let's go through those steps again. Click the student's name over here in the site list. Change the permission level. We want to use custom permissions. Custom permissions, add new users to this page, click Save. Find Bob in the list and change from Can View to Can Edit, and then save again. You'll do that for each student in your class. Now, if we switch back to Sue's page and refresh the page, we'll see that Sue can now edit her page. So she can add text to it, images, links, videos, etc. She can customize this page. But if she goes to Bob's page, she can only view it, she cannot edit it. So using pageMeister is a really easy way to set up a class website and give students access to a page in the website to customize and add their own information. Great for class websites.